If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, and diverting myself in now and then finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies but not the madness of people. Nature is pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy. What we know is a drop, what we don't know is an ocean. Tact is the knack of making a point without making an enemy. Truth is ever to be found in the simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. No great discovery was ever made without a bold guess. A man may imagine things that are false, but he can only understand things that are true. Gravity explains the motions of the planets, but it cannot explain who sets the planets in motion. If I have ever made any valuable discoveries, it has been due more to patient attention than to any other talent. And to every action there is always an equal and opposite or contrary reaction. What goes up must come down. He who thinks half-heartedly will not believe in God, but he who really thinks has to believe in God. Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. You have to make the rules, not follow them. Sir Isaac Newton was asked how he discovered the law of gravity. He replied, by thinking about it all the time. To myself I am only a child playing on the beach, while vast oceans of truth lie undiscovered before me. Tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. Whence arises all that order and beauty we see in the world? What we know is a drop of water, what we ignore is an ocean. To explain all nature is too difficult a task for any one man or even for any one age. Plato is my friend, Aristotle is my friend, but my greatest friend is truth. Men build too many walls and not enough bridges. Yet one thing secures us whatever betide, the Scriptures assures us that the Lord will provide. truth is the offspring of silence and meditation. I keep the subject constantly before me and wait, till the first dawnings open slowly, by little and little, into a full and clear light. In the absence of any other proof, the thumb alone would convince me of God's existence. To every action there is always opposed an equal reaction. There are more sure marks of authenticity in the Bible than in any profane history. If others would think as hard as I did, then they would get similar results. As a blind man has no idea of colors, so have we no idea of the manner by which the all-wise God perceives and understands all things. They who search after the philosopher's stone are by their own rules obliged to a strict and religious life. The more time and devotion one spends in the worship of false gods, the less he is able to spend in that of the true one. "'Tis much better to do a little with certainty and leave the rest for others that come after than to explain all things by conjecture without making sure of anything." For I see not what there is desirable in public esteemed, were I able to acquire and maintain it. It would perhaps increase my acquaintance, the thing which I chiefly study to decline. For it became God who created the atoms to set them in order. And if he did so, it's unphilosophical to seek for any other origin of the world, or to pretend that it might arise out of a chaos by the mere laws of nature. This most elegant system of the sun, planets, and comets could not have arisen without the design and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. We account the scriptures of God to be the most sublime philosophy. I find more sure marks of authenticity in the Bible than in any profane history whatever. We are to admit no more causes of natural things than such as are both true and sufficient to explain their appearances. Atheism is so senseless. When I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the Sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. The one as much as it advances that of the other. If a body impinge upon another, and by its force change the motion of the other, that body also will undergo an equal change, in its own motion, towards the contrary part. Gravity must be caused by an agent acting constantly according to certain laws, but whether this agent be material or immaterial, I have left to the consideration of my readers. Nature is exceedingly simple and harmonious with itself. No sciences are better attested than the religion of the Bible. I keep the subject constantly before me, and wait till the first dawnings open slowly, by little and little, into a full and clear light. What the space that is empty of bodies is filled with. Philosophy is such an impertinently litigious lady that a man had as good be engaged in lawsuits as have to do with her. As the philosophers say, nature does nothing for no purpose, and for no purpose something is made with many things while it can be made with few. Nature indeed is simple and does not burden itself with unnecessary things. This, indeed, did not predict the vacuum that depicted a world saturated with matter, structured according to vortices that are drawn around a star, which in turn is surrounded by planets. The Supreme God is the eternal, infinite, absolutely perfect being, but a being, no matter how perfect, without sovereignty cannot be called Lord God.